record. Okay. Alright, last stage is Valley. So Valley is a catch-up level, right? So first things first, you want to go ahead and get the sign here at the beginning of the stage. It's this big Dugtrio mountain. So when I say it's a catch-up stage, what I mean is you need to have 130,000 points out of Valley. I don't know why I paused there. It has so much time here. So if you are short on points, this is where you go to get back up to where you need to be, right? So there are so many pictures and so many different Pokemon on the stage. I just hit Magikarp, which is going to set up Gyarados later on. If I wanted to get a whole bunch of points, we can get Geodude and Sandshrew. If you know your points, you know how many you need. Like, let's say I have 120,000 points. I need 10,000 points to get the next thing, to meet the next goal, right? So getting 10,000 in 2 pictures is pretty hard, but with 3, it's not too bad. If you get something like Sandshrew, Sandslash, like that, and Graveler or Dragonite, you'll be doing pretty well. I'm going to take some pictures here. That was a pretty bad Mankey. I don't know how that's going to work out. But I'll show you what some of the points are. That way you have a pretty rough idea of what each one is. I think I have another video. Hang on real quick. Okay. I have another video where I think I talk about specifically the points you get in Valley, but that's not important. So here we have Gyarados. Gyarados on N64 is pretty laggy because he has all those water particle effects. So you don't want to keep him on screen if you can avoid it. So you want to look forward. I want to drift a little closer. He's going to do this sort of like water gun, hydro pump sort of move. So you want to avoid looking at that on screen, but that's worth the most points. So you do what you want to do. Do what you have to. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get this guy. You have to get a red dot picture for him to follow you, otherwise he won't follow you at all. Okay, then when Staryu goes in the Whirlpool, he'll evolve into a Starmie. Up. That's fine. And then you throw 1, 2, 3, and 4 Pokeballs into the Whirlpool. And then for Dragonite, you want to wait for 1, 2, 3. And that's going to be the best picture you can get for Dragonite. Although if I was a little closer, if I'd started that a little sooner, probably would have been better. Okay, we're going to hit... Let's talk about Squirtle bowling real quick. So the way Squirtle bowling works, it's not where you hit Squirtle. Like if you hit him on the left or the right side or the back or the front, whatever, none of that matters. It only matters where you are in relation to Mankey. Right? So let's try and do something here. So like, let's say this is Mankey on top of the mountain. Or that's... what's the better way to do that? Let's do it like that. Right? So this Mankey up here and Squirtle's down on the bottom, right? So Squirtle's close to you, right? So if you're approaching Squirtle, it's like this, right? Then it's slowly but surely, then it's lined up. If you throw a Pester and you hit Squirtle up to Mankey, then he'll be knocked off. But if you do it too soon, where it's like this, right? Where Mankey's up here and Squirtle's right here, you're kind of like in this weird angle. So you will knock Mankey, or you'll knock Squirtle that way. You'll knock him away from you. And so he'll go up to the left of Mankey. Whereas if you do it too late, he'll go up to the right of Mankey. So you have to do it when you're looking at Mankey and Squirtle's between the two of you, throw a Pester Ball. So otherwise you will mess that up and you'll have to restart, and that sucks. Okay. Now we have a way to snipe Mankey. There's a couple setups. I'm kind of just going blind here. There's a Mankey on the other side of this mountain here, and if you're accurate, you can hit him over the mountain, but you just have to hit him with a Pester at some point, and he will roll back onto that switch, and that'll exit the stage the way we want to. If you miss that, you will have to do it all over again. Okay, there's going to be this big text mashing area, so I'm going to mash this text. It's going to ask if you want to repeat, so make sure you're careful with that. Okay, so since we got the picture of the sign at the start of the stage, normally if you had taken a picture of the sign before you had talked to Professor Oak, so we just went to that secret hideaway, we talked to Professor Oak, if we had taken a picture of a sign before we had done that, like let's say back in Beach or River or one of those stages, then it wouldn't count. But since we talked to Professor Oak, now we can start submitting signs. Sorry, wait a chat. So let's go ahead and submit some pictures here. So we're gonna get as many points as possible. Just want to show you some like what the points would look like. I don't know if that Mankey's gonna work very well, but we'll give it a shot. This isn't even, actually that's pretty close to being centered. I think that will count. That's all of them. Okay. So there's even more pictures here that I didn't take. There's Goldeen, and there's Dratini, and I think that's it actually. So Magnemite is probably around 2,500. Around 2,500 is probably the best way to put them. Because you can get a little more or a little less, but 25 is a pretty good accurate description. You can get up to 4K on Sandshrew if he's eating an apple, but I usually get around 3,600. This is like really up close. It's a really good picture. Sandslash at max points. I almost had max points. I was a little bit too far. But you can get 4,800, so you can get almost 5,000 points on Sandslash, which is really good. He's the highest point picture you can get on Valley. So if you need a lot of points, get Sandshrew. Get him when he's doing that spin thing and he comes out of the ground and is landing. He's kind of doing like a weird dabbing, sort of dabbing landing stance right there. You want to get him while he's doing the dab. Alright, you can get a good 4K, even a 44K, or 4,400, sorry, I can't speak. 4,400 points on Graveler. 4K is good. 2,000 on Mankey, that's probably about average. You get a good 4,000 on Gyarados. For Staryu, I usually don't get that many points, but if he's facing you, it's pretty good. Starmie, oh, I wasn't centered, so I don't get the 2 times. Dragonite's really good, but the most you can get on him is 4,600. So, if I was a little closer, if I had started a little sooner. So that's all the things we have. We have way more points than we need, but we just did that for demonstration. So that is Valley. Let's go ahead and do this next section real quick. So coming out of Valley, he's going to tell us, by the way, I've got this new item. It's called the Dash Engine. So use that to go back to the levels. When you go through that text area, he's going to put you back on Pokemon Report. I don't know why in the world they thought Pokemon Report is the place you want to be. But they're going to put you on Pokemon Report. So be careful when you mash here, because if you hit A, it's a time loss. So hit up and A. And then we can go to signs. So let's go ahead and end the video here, and I will start the next one.